The Connecticut Department of Mental Retardation worker says she's living in fear because she exposed possible abuse of a client and then stood up for herself. The 41-year-old says she suffered several years of workplace harassment and discrimination, which have culminated in hateful, threatening messages written on her car at work. Fox 61's Lynn Jolliker spoke to her today and has this exclusive story.
Bitch, DMR snitch, you were warned.
Messages of intimidation, threats of death scrawled all over Kristine Blake's car. It happened Friday at this Department of Mental Retardation group home where she works in Manchester.
That window over there had bang, you're dead, and there was ketchup dripping.
One line was a repeat, she says, of a threatening phone call she got at home a week before.
Drop the suit or you're dead. I was trembling. It's like I had a nervous breakdown.
Blake's suit is against DMR and pending with the Commission on Human Rights and Opportunities. She says workplace harassment began in 1997 when she internally reported suspected abuse of a client at this group home in West Hartford.
He just pulled his sleeve up and he just showed me the bruise on his arm, and he said, so-and-so did it. I'm a mandated reporter.
Blake says the department then transferred her to a different home with clients who needed lifting, despite instructions from her doctor to assign her to ambulatory clients because of a work-related back injury. She soon suffered a ruptured disc. This letter from her doctor says the work-related re-injury could have been prevented. While out of work, she settled a grievance with DMR. But when her doctor cleared her to return to work, she says DMR wouldn't place her. When Blake finally returned to work in August of 2000, she ended up at this group home on Center Street in Manchester. She said she viewed it as a fresh start, but the harassment started once again.
I was never to take any issues out of this house. They called me names and they threatened me.
DMR would not answer questions regarding specific incidents and instead gave us a statement saying it takes the concerns of Ms. Blake very seriously. 3 different divisions of the agency are investigating the matter. Blake says things at her latest group home were going great until Friday.
They don't like anybody that has any self-esteem that's going to challenge the humiliating, intimidating tactics they use on their employees. They don't seem to notice that it's as bad as it is. It's terrifying.
Lynn Jolliker, Fox 61 News at 10.
DMR's statement also says the safety of clients and employees is the department's highest priority. Manchester police are investigating the alleged threats against Blake.
The school board...
Continuing coverage now of an exclusive story we brought you earlier this week. A Connecticut Department of Mental Retardation worker says she's been intimidated to the point of death threats for reporting suspected abuse of a group home resident. Now, other DMR employees tell us they faced similar harassment. Here's Fox 61's Lynn Jolliker.
I believe that the Department of Mental Retardation is truthfully challenged.
Kristine Blake says that's a nice way of describing how DMR has responded to her complaints of harassment within the department, now culminating in death threats. A week ago, someone wrote, DMR snitch, you were warned. Bang, you're dead, on her car while at work at a Manchester group home.
I have to go to a psychiatrist now because I fear for my life.
In a statement again today, DMR said the safety and well-being of its clients and employees remains its highest priority, and 3 DMR divisions are reviewing Blake's case. Blake says her supervisor, who was trying to get her stress leave, heard something very different from a DMR administrator.
They said that they are not viewing this as work-related, that it's a personal issue and they are not going to get involved.
5 years ago, Blake reported suspected abuse of a group home resident. She says she was harassed and transferred to a different job that didn't accommodate a previous work-related back injury. She then ruptured a disc. She filed a discrimination complaint and says the harassment escalated. Others say such is the atmosphere within DMR.
Management retaliates against me.
Laura Sadaline says DMR started investigating operations at the group home she supervises only after she represented Blake as a union delegate. And she says the department failed to take action against an employee for harassing a colleague with manic depression. The woman eventually died of an enlarged heart the same day she said she couldn't handle the tormenting anymore.
All of the employees that work in that house are on medications that are the same as the residents are on because we're so stressed out.
I can't tell you how many months I went to work crying.
Kevin DeStefano says when he finally confronted his subordinate for allegedly harassing their colleague, he was hit with grievances and then suspended for alleged sexual harassment. He worries about the stress rubbing off on clients.
The staff are given the care. even though we're ducking.
They try to beat everyone down and scare you and intimidate you and threaten you so that you will not report anything. Their philosophy is code of silence.
Lynn Jolliker, Fox 61 News at 10.
We requested an interview with the DMR commissioner, but were told he was not available. The agency also wouldn't answer questions about specific incidents.
Summer vacation.